welcome to FabU podcast, Meet the Makers. Today we have people from KakiDIY and Me.reka. We have William, see there? Yeah, we have Johnson. He's very excited. Okay, so before we start going on with this podcast, what about you tell us more about your thing? Sorry, what about
Johnson
yeah.
first,
Johnson
I start first. Okay.
He's the senior.
Hi. No lah, not the senior lah. Okay. I'm Johnson Lam. I'm the founder of KakiDIY. So KakiDIY is this basically online DIY community. We encourage people to do DIY of all sorts. Okay, because we believe basically DIY is do it yourself. Right? You wake up in the morning, you make your bed, that's already one DIY done. Ching, checklist, right? And of course, you venture into more other stuff which is relevant to yourself, like problem solving, right? Sometimes at home, suddenly your door got jammed, right? You fix it in whatever way you can. Some MacGyver level or normal level is still fixing it. Bang, another DIY done. And of course, going to with the trend like building drones lah, 3D printer lah, all the cool stuff is also a type of DIY, which nowadays people put it more hipster name lah. We call ourselves makers, right? Makers. Yeah. So basically, that's the gist of it. So that's what KakiDIY community is all about, and yeah, we are having fun doing that.
That's cool. Me.reka?
Yeah. So what Me.reka does is right now, we also have we have a makerspace. Basically a space that includes all the elements that Johnson was talking about earlier about like 3D printers as well as like laser cutters, laser engravers. So we have that space is actually for the public to come and use as well, and we also handle a lot of economy transformation programs for the communities also. So we do a lot of that and a bit of like waste art as well, and a bit of like plastic recycling, meddling with everything lah. That's what we are lah. Like, that's how we are lah. Yeah.
So you have your own space, right?
Yeah.
So what about KakiDIY? Do you have your own space or?
We keep roving around, okay, and we also build a few makerspace everywhere. Our makerspace is called Maker Lab.
Oh.
Yeah, and then but at the same time also we collaborate a lot with other people like Me.reka. So we run programs together, yeah, and then we create these virtual events. And then eventually virtual events, because it's a DIY thing, right? You needed tools and hardware and stuff like that. That's when we work with local partners. So whether it's in Penang, then we have the Penang makerspaces. Then here we work very closely with Me.reka makerspace. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like do it yourself, and we are like do it together.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Actually, I also was just talking about this on the past podcast where Malaysian makers, we see each other as a group, a family, like we trust each other, we even reference to each other as well.
Yes.
So we don't see each other as competitors.
Yeah.
We work together even, which is nice. So what was that collaboration about? Tell us more, like what did you do exactly? What maybe an equipment at their place that you actually needed to work together about, yeah.
Okay, we can say vice versa lah. The recent cases for the PPE making.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the first week itself, that everyone was scrambling around trying to make the better design for Malaysians, right? And that's the time where all of us like in the community was talking like, okay, who has access to laser cutters? And then that time, yeah. So for laser cutting, I think right, some of the team from Taylor Me.reka came over to our space to cut out the design. And for us also, we are doing like 3D printing, and then the new designs come out from the Me.reka side, and we found it like, oh, it's more efficient because it's faster, it uses less materials. So this is the example of collaboration. And the other thing you see, this logo that he's wearing here, this is open source.
Open source.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Me.reka actually, yeah. So they are actually very into open source, because end of the day, open source is for everyone to build on, to use, to improve. Yeah, and that actually was the basis of how all of us actually ended up working together.
Yeah, we want to give back to open source lah. When we started our organization, our respective collectives, we were broke, and open source saves our life.
Yeah.
Open source enabled us to do what we love doing, and enabled us to build things that we are very interested to see. Like this is like 7 or 8 years ago, and we've all decided that hey, open source give us food, we should give back the open source to people as well. So you can go to our website, you can check out resilience at me.reka.my. You can see at the bottom there is a whole list of designs that anyone in the community can take and reproduce, go just take for free.
Sharing with other people.
Yeah, because it's lacking, you know. Make better than never make. You know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true.
Yeah.
I also heard you just said just now that your space is in UM and Me.reka has one in Taylor's.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? Like, how do you guys actually go into a space where it's a tertiary education place? Like, did you approach them, or were you approached, or what was the
hustling story?
I mean, you guys can cut it short and maybe redact some things.
Yeah, you go first.
Oh, me
Yeah.
first. Okay. Si Heng asked me go first.
Yeah.
Okay. So us is pretty simple. Last time there's this one of the lecturer from Taylor's. His name is Mike, which is now my partner in Taylor's Me.reka. So he visited our space in Publica that time once, and he really find this very interesting and this concept very useful for university students, you know, because he find like, okay, university needs more multidisciplinary content in it. So what happens is after 2 years like that, we managed to meet up with the Taylor's community people, and in the end we sort of formulated like a small MOA between us, like, hey, you know, they offer us a space and then we offer our services as well as help the students to think more multidisciplinary, like, you know, to hustle lah, to teach them how to cari makan, you know. Because the uni is the best place to find business partner, the best place to test your business idea. Don't just study for paper, you know. Your mother, father didn't pay 30,000-40,000 for a piece of paper. Yeah, best place to test business idea. Because why? You got professor, doctor, research, and all this library, everything free. You graduate, all end. Everything must pay. Right, Johnson? All must pay. So that's our mission over there.
That's okay. So the UM one.
Okay, yeah. I echo whatever William said. That's the easy part. Okay. However, I add on a few other things. Okay. So UM space is the current space that which basically is branded as KakiDIY Makerspace. However, over the years, we have been building this type of spaces all over in other universities as well, including Utah, UITM, UPM, okay, inside USM as well. Okay, why universities? Okay, the first few points exactly the same, because your testing ground, you're doing your validation, all there is very easy. For us, the most important point is resources and manpower lah. Okay, student volunteers. Okay, when you are in there, okay, they come and then they get inspired by what you do. They will come and volunteer and help out as well. Okay, and then when we do events, of course, these volunteers are actually okay lah. They get a little bit of payment for their time and stuff like that. And it's also something that they thought about, like, you know, they simulate this as like working. Okay, so they are more serious about what they do. Okay, they also put in value, because for them, additional value that is added into equals to some sort of reward, you see. It can be monetary, it can be the success of building up something, and also a lot of them, actually, I mean, a lot of success story came out that these students was inspired working in this space and working with other people, and in the end they now own their own startups. Yeah, so there are 4 big startups out there that actually came out from spaces like this, and like that.
It's all about hustling.
It's all about
really.
hustling.
And it's not easy going in. It's not easy.
Now everybody is connected, you know. So that means it's not only the privileged, it's not only the rich, the person who can afford internet. No, now everybody can afford unlimited internet. So we gotta teach these skills to people who actually need them. You see, we cannot leave them behind in the society like that. So that's very important. And some of these students come from really far away, and they're not as exposed as the people from in KL. You know? So that's very important as well.
I think the KakiDIY, right? You have a maker van, is it?
Yes.
So you have the rural outreach, the rural outreach. Is it a program project?
It's
so
a
because just now
project.
William mentioned about where places doesn't have internet, so actually reach to them and teach them, right? I think could you tell us more about this project?
Okay, Ken. So under KakiDIY, we did this. We say this rural outreach program lah. Okay. At first, we try to get to them. So which means we travel by all means lah, so Sabah, Sarawak and all that. Then we start to realize that, okay, it's easy to just teach educational stuff, okay, but every time we go, we have to lug all our tools. Okay, I even fabricated a very special case just to put 3D printers inside, because to the airlines, every time I ship 3D printers there, I have to rebuild a 3D printer when it arrives, right? So we built a special case just to bring there, and we realized that it's really tough, okay, and logistics is an issue. And what if we can make a makerspace that can move, then we can bring the makerspace to them. So that time I had this very old van, so we just rebuilt the inside to look like it's functional with all the tools inside and all that. We DIY some hacks to have solar panels, because some places really very hard to get to electrical power points. And then we even modified the 3D printer to be able to run off the solar panel, which means it's a 12-volt system, and we can bring it to the rural. So that was version 1, and we had some problem because the idea was that's the problem, right? Because sometimes when you have an idea but you haven't really runtime test it, especially for programmers, right? Then we start to realize that we can get to the rural place, but because the vans have small wheels and all that, we get stuck in the mud. So the second version, we build it use off a 4-wheel drive lah.
Nice.
So it's the same concept, everything, except now we can even stay in the 4-wheel drive. So it's like a camper van setup.
Bro, got no lobang to get license from JBJ to get caravan. I also want to find,
Now got ready.
Now got ready. Okay, we talk after this.
I was also thinking,
motorhome for caravans.
have you been to their vans and the 4-wheel?
I've seen the van.
Of
course.
I've seen pictures.
I've seen pictures only, I haven't seen the real thing.
Exactly.
I was thinking maybe one of the episode we can just go out. Then we just visit the van.
You should.
Of course, the picture looks nicer lah. In real life, you see the van got dents here and there. Right.
Battle scars, bro.
Actually, better start. Because of students, when you all drive the van, careful, although it's not yours.
The reason why you have spaces in university places is because so that they know that outside there is not everything's not free. You have to actually pay for them. So, what kind of major actually uses all these maker things? Like in your space, in either in Taylor's, what kind of equipments do you have there? And so for like,
I need to give you 1 minute grandfather story before I can reach there. If y'all don't mind. So what's happening is that, so in a normal university setting with standards, international standard and everything, if you're a business student, you cannot get into an architecture lab.
Really?
No, for safety purposes, because you're not trained, you don't know how to use the tools and all that. So they can't do that. So that is the number 1 stop ball for students to cross their discipline, you see. I'm a business student, I can have good idea, I want to do fabric, I want to go textile lab and sew, cannot man? Right? I'm an account student, I'm good at numbers, but I also have a good idea also. So that is one of the purpose that also what the makerspace is that we are like a bridge. So we help them bridge the gap. So we managed to open up a slide door for the students, is that through the makerspace, we can pair them with another design student that has access to the space. If they work together in a project, go to that space and do it. And in a way, we will help to accelerate them to make sure they're doing like not huge stuff, but useful, can go to market, like low fidelity prototype. So that's the long story. So
I mean, eventually out here, you're going to have to work with other people that came from different other backgrounds.
My answer is actually all disciplines are working with us.
Okay.
Yeah, all disciplines. So we.
What is like? For example, maybe I'm guessing more architecture students goes there, more ID students.
Student and ID, they don't find that place interesting because it's their lab.
Interesting.
So they find it stress,
account student, actuarial science, law student, bro. That I kid you not, you'll be surprised. It comes like, what do you study? I study law. But I want to do this, like whatever prosthetic hand or whatnot. The crazy ideas. So these people, they find it very fun at the makerspace.
So it's like. To them, it's like a physical library for them, like rather than
it's a playground.
It's a playground. It's a playground for everyone to enter. So it's everyone has access to it. So
I think it's interesting, like know how FabU started, right? So we are all from MMU, and then we are all from creative multimedia major, which we don't have any the whole team, right, we don't have businessmen, we don't have laws and so on. So when we start, right, we actually face a lot of obstacles.
Because
we just go war here, there.
All your perception is the same.
Yes,
You're
yes.
in the same line.
So throughout this 1 year, right, we actually need to pick up a lot of things, the taxations, the auditing, a lot of stuff. So actually, I think when they have a space, right, having all cross-discipline together is actually very useful.
Yeah, and we give them jobs as well. We don't actually ask for volunteering. So because our system is hustling. I mean, it's not official. It's just my carry word as a person who run that place. So that's the culture. That means every student, every effort you put, you need to have money. That means I won't give you free class. Even the free class I give you next time you come, you have to teach a new student. There is nothing for free. So that is the culture we want to teach them. Although we are charging them way cheaper than outside. But still, it's just a learning process.
It is. Yeah.
So, since we're on that everything is not free, KakiDIY, for example, how the van, the things and all, how do you exactly fund your projects?
Okay, I hate this topic. Okay, the first 3 years of KakiDIY journey, it was really tough because I self-funded everything using my own pocket. There were communities coming in. Of course, there's always these two ends, right? Because I wanted to grow the community. And if since day one, if I start charging to grow, then the community growth will be very, very slow. So there must be a balance. So actually, I gave myself around 2 years to ramp this whole thing up. So the first 3 years, I pumped everything out from my own pocket. However, I built up a very, structured course of how we're going to gain back all this. Okay, so now I'm going to give you guys some secrets. Secret, right?
So we're going to cut this.
Taking notes right now.
And then that's the secret, right? Awesome, right? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so basically, I think in any startup or community and all that, we have to know that first we needed the mass, which is your client, your customer, the people, users, whatever, right? Because you have the mass or the following or the fans, then later on it's easier for you to start charging and all that. Because end of the day, we know something called conversion rate, right? You tell this to 100 people, 3 people is going to sign up, right? So in order for me to sell a class of 50 people, then I must need at least a following of, let's say, 1,500 people, right? So yes, the first few years, I've been ramping up the community. So how do I do that? I structured down all my classes and I always label them by 101, 102, 103, just like university. We learn from university. At first, I did everything upcycle, recycle, all these little crafts. People will not pay for that, really. Because end of the day, you just go YouTube, 5 minutes craft.
Hey, 6 years ago can still make money.
Actually,
6 years ago still can.
That time, the artsy crafty. But one thing, I mean, this particular part really, that time, I really very look up to BGBG and all that because they are very crafty. For me, right, I can make things and it's functionable, but it's super ugly lah. Okay, so probably people look at it, the value is 5 ringgit.
Okay.
But BGBG does the same thing. People look at it, wow, this one I'll pay 300 for it. That's the secret, that's the tips that I need to learn. That's why we can click and work together very well. Okay, so I will always started doing all these classes, the 101s. Okay, so 101s usually are introductory classes. Okay, people can sign up online for free, come to these spaces for free. Okay, just to learn and you get inspired. Okay. In the process of that, of course, you have to follow the group to know more and stuff like that. And then I introduce 102. 102 usually are paid classes. Okay, so to learn more, you can come and DIY yourself and stuff like that. Okay, one of the best selling that actually helped KakiDIY a lot and actually pivoted KakiDIY a little bit was actually our drone 101 classes. Okay, because the first 1.5 years, I was really struggling in this upcycling, recycling, how to reuse old junks and make something, right? Because first of all, our main demographic are students, the youngsters, the young working adults, right? That time, 5 years back, no one actually cares about this. No one even think twice about recycling. Okay, they just dump into the colored bins whatever, right? So I needed something that can bring this value up. So we tap into what's trendy. So drones and 3D printing are upcoming that time. But we still stay true to the whole concept of reduce, reuse, recycle. So even the drone classes, that time I made one just to try out the market, right? I made a drone out of ice cream sticks.
Oh.
Yeah, that was 6 years back.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And that post actually went viral, kind of thing, 1,000 over shares and stuff like that. And that's the time I inject inside, to learn more about drones and stuff like that, come to Drone 101. And I tell you, for the next 1 year, 10, 20 of these Drone 101 classes are all fully sold out classes.
Wow.
Yeah. Sold out because it's free anyway. And that's the problem, right? You have 300 people, but actually 150 came.
How's the 102?
Good question. And yes, from there, then we cross-sell them, upsell them the 102. 102s were also sold out classes. That time, because of the timing as well, that time drones were actually quite new. And to buy one off shelf is like 5,000, 6,000 ringgit. Okay, to build one good one with GPS and all is nearly 5 figures. But our classes, we are just selling them for around 1,500. You can already build and own your own basic modular drone, open source. Then from there, you can add on whatever you want, like camera or sensors and things like that. Yeah, so that's how we structure it. And then after that, we have Drone 103 as well. Drone 103 is actually more advanced, where you already know how to build a drone. Okay, now you can choose whether you want to go into drone racing, or you want to use drone for mapping or do services. Then you venture into that as well. And from there, actually, my own students, the people who came to the class and all that from Drone 102, actually we collaborated together. And now for Drone 103 onwards, right, we actually have a service platform for any users who have your drone at home. You can come into this platform and you can actually contribute back your services to the industry. Yeah, we're working with other social enterprise as well. Yeah.
Community mappings, very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So like that. So eventually after 2-3 years, then the community now is self-funded. The main business model, number one for us is content is king. We sell contents. Okay, so contents can be I actually produce a few TV shows, educational, infotainment TV shows. And then we sell contents to magazines and even curated events for companies. So these are all contents, under content. Second is we run and host our own events. So like hackathons and all these, ideathons events, workshops.
Repairing workshops is very always packed, bro. People bring
I saw that before.
People bring their own spoil stuff and come and then my mother, grandmother buy this and stuff like that. Then John said, just change the fuse.
Okay, I wish it's as easy as that lah. But some sort
I have a question. When is your next DIY repairing workshop? Because I borrow the heat gun from my girlfriend's dad and I spoil it.
Oh my god!
So I actually open it up, right, but I don't know how to repair it. So I probably want to attend the workshop.
Of all owners category, you chose the best.
I hope Evan's dad is watching this or listening to this.
They don't have Spotify.
Future father-in-law.
Future father-in-law like that.
Okay.
So we were talking about DIY and consumerism. It's very two contradictory ideologies. So how do you juggle that in your business model?
Okay. So I think both of us will very, very agree in it. I think these both are complementing each other and will be working together with each other. Okay. Simple as that. Consumerism, you just buy and then use, right? And then whenever you want something more out of it, you buy a higher end version, okay, and things like that. However, if you put in the DIY skills on it, right, then now you will have the ability to, modify the existing stuff, okay? If we are talking back into drones itself, right, just now, so you can buy a drone to use. However, now you with the DIY skills and stuff like that, because you're a maker already.
Ice cream stick also must buy, right? Correct or not?
True. Yeah. Correct. I mean, parts and all you have to buy anyway. But now with your skill of putting things together, now you can build a workable drone and also something that is more specific to your usage. Okay, maybe you want to build this ice cream sticks drone because you want to send this package across to the next building or something like that. Right? Yeah, but this is something you can't buy off the shelf. And this is something you can't DIY everything from scratch as well. What do you think?
I'm supposed to say something. Yes, agree. 100%. I think it's all about choice when it comes to consumerism. Like we've been bred in an education and society system that tells us there's only two things you have to do in life: find money and spend the money. That's all, right? And how you spend the money? Buy from someone. That's all. So now, by having this whole DIY culture coming in, you have now two choices. You're no longer buy from A, buy from B, buy from C, that's it. I can make myself. I buy many, make myself. Right? Because in the world today, there's nothing new to invent anymore. Right? Everything is invented. Camera, microphone, LCD, you put together, smartphone. Come on, So, this is what we should leave old traditional education. Old traditional education is trying to create inventors, not innovators.
Yeah.
That's why they die, study one course. Become engineer only lah. That's it. 5,000 engineers graduate. Are there 5,000 engineering jobs waiting for you? No, man. No.
Okay.
So that's the consumerism as well. Like how you DIY your own education and your own future. I know the uni can only offer this much. How you make the best out of that space. You're a business student, don't join business club lah, please. You won't be studying that for 3 years, bro. Serious lah. Nothing better to do. Go join a culinary. Who knows, you be a restaurant entrepreneur like Kau, sell food all nowadays, hipster all. We don't know, So that's it. There's a balance, and I know the choice and how we DIY not only the things but our life as well. Do it yourself. Don't depend on what society offer to you.
Wow.
Create and innovate what society offer to you. That is your own. Yeah.
That's so wow.
Wow, that's
That's very deep. I actually like that. So yeah, I think we'll take a few minutes break because they've been waiting for me to stop it.
Oh, got break,
Got break lah. So we asked KakiDIY one of the serious questions actually from us. So I want to ask Me.reka. One of the serious questions. How did the sustainability and the SGD goals translate to Me.reka's work in practice? SGD, Sustainable Development Goals by UN, right? Yeah, so
how did it? Okay.
How, yeah.
Grandfather story.
Grandfather story again.
Alert. Yeah. So there's 17 of these. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we started doing our work before we even know the existence of SDGs. So I think SDGs should sort of just comes. I mean, if we don't really think too much about it, like we do have focuses, but we don't really think too much about it. As long as because as long as you're helping someone in the community or in the environment or what, definitely the SDG goals are tied to you. You just have to sit down and Google that list and say, I'm this. See, SDG doesn't give you solution. It just categorizes the type of work you're doing. So I think we are for sure. Same goes with every other NGO or any other SEs out there also. Yeah. Serious.
Very serious. That one is you have to answer very seriously.
Yeah. So, I think it deserves a little bit longer explanation of the nature of our organization as well. So we are all poor people when we started our organization, and the whole idea of using waste material to build things and sell to people is because we got no money to buy new material. Right? All they are is just an idea and a pair of hands. So that's where we get into it. So sustainability has been in the bloodline of the family. I would say the BGBG family. Me.reka is part of the BGBG family, and that will not stop lah. I think the whole element of it. Even though we are doing more, Me.reka is doing more education programs, digital literacy and whatnot, but the whole idea of sustainability the essence must still be there lah.
Yeah, since I think every makerspace or maker individual, connects themselves to this SDG.
Oh yeah, makerspace don't make money. Dear listeners, I just gotta tell you guys, if you're enjoying this podcast right now, right, don't open a makerspace and think you'll make money.
Oh my god.
You won't make money, trust me. You can ask this fella, you can ask this fella,
Yes.
okay? Yeah, it's international statistics, okay?
You sometimes lost money also.
Yeah, you lose money, but you make a lot of friends. You make a lot of society value. If those are the things you like, go for it. Or else, you think it's cool, but
But when you ran out of PPE, they go to makers.
No. You can come to us.
you have to work during MCO. I'm telling you.
Day and night at home, no sleep.
No
but,
sleep.
But when you come to us, we can create for you Makerspace 102 class to share with you how to make a makerspace sustainable and have business model and grow to the next level. Yes.
Promotion.
You can sign up for this.
You host it in Me.reka Makerspace. Yeah.
Hosting in Me.reka in Publica, is it?
Oh my god.
That one can. Because there are secrets in it, okay?
Yeah.
And if you look around in entire world lah, you see the successful ones, actually there's a few very simple recipe, right? Because end of the day you have to build an ecosystem. It's not just a makerspace, okay? You must have your events, your programs, okay? You have your cafe element, and then after that you have your collaboration, your design workshop. You have to work with SMEs and stuff like that. Those are little secrets lah.
Not little, bro. Those secret very heavy, bro. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
You get into organizing a makerspace, guys. Get ready to organize event. If you don't like event, bro, you only like to make. Just stay home. Alright. You get ready to organize educational stuff. Food and beverage, bro. The toilet and all this stuff. All I'm telling you, it's not easy to be sustainable. You see me good, I see you good only. That's the old Malaysian saying,
Yeah, and another thing to the listeners lah, especially the people, right? Don't keep thinking that because Malaysia don't have a nice makerspace, that's why I cannot go. Okay, because the main element other than all these things to make a makerspace work is actually yourself. Okay, your mentality, your mindset. You come here to learn, not just to learn. You also give back to the makerspace.
Right. I always tell them if you are a big institution or organized or company, I don't know your what lah, big lah, you got money lah, you want to build a maker space, you buy all the 2 million, 3 million machine all put inside, but you don't have people, the right people to run it. It's just a workshop. It's not a maker space. Maker space is makers first before tools.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Because you still need the community itself to come to your place rather than just because regular people don't go to these places. Students for example, art students, architecture, engineering, so they do go to those places, but like people who practices those for example, they're already working, I don't think they go to maker unless they have a hobby that they want to continue doing. Then that's your consumer as well, but basically makerspace
the availability of hobby is based upon the availability of tools that related to your hobby.
True.
If it's next to you, bro, you will go there. If there's a pond, there are more people fishing around the neighborhood. Similar to that. It's like places like Helsinki in like Finland and stuff. Their libraries, bro, has a full free makerspace, free of charge. Anyone can use with all the top machine over there, free.
I wish in Malaysia we have that.
Yeah, Malaysia, please.
Few years
a few
after.
libraries got lah, but you see, it's either self-funded or partially, someone funded, and then it's like very nice showcase, but no life inside.
Cannot touch. Do not touch the. Don't touch how to use.
Restrictions, right? We're talking about the consumerism. Basically, like IKEA, it's still DIY thing. People who don't practice whatever the maker does can still practice a DIY thing because it's a DIY. It's a do-it-yourself thing, but still it's a consumerism thing, right? It's like, you buy, you don't really make everything, but you
still
took
put
part.
effort.
Yeah, you put effort in it. So
Actually, that's a very good
example.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about IKEA. We are not sponsored by IKEA, but IKEA, if you want to sponsor us, please do. We love your racks. It's very good for makerspaces.
Yeah, we hack your racks a lot.
Yeah, same here.
So you know.
You should see the mobile makerspace concept that we make using just IKEA racks.
Wow.
Okay, let's talk about IKEA, right? So IKEA basically is a very DIY story. Everyone, hashtag DIY whenever they put up an IKEA, whatever. Which is totally awesome. Okay, but you see, your learning process in building a IKEA furniture. It's actually exactly what a maker will go through.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, you know a problem that you want to fix, which means, let's say my room is empty. I wanted some racks, so I go and find. Oh, this rack looks perfect. You go and measure. Yeah, this is the one you put it in. Okay. In real life, any type of problem solving starts from exactly the same step.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what maker culture or DIY culture we are trying to teach people as well. But for IKEA, you actually self-taught yourself. So it's very DIY on a DIY thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, IKEA is a globally successful maker.
Encourage makers.
Encourage makers, yeah.
They've
Makers.
created a good concept
Yeah.
to reintroduce to society
Yeah.
the skills of building your own thing.
Correct.
Because this is very common. 60 years ago, all our fathers know how to fix the house. 60 years later, all our fathers know how to use an app, culting.com, to call someone to fix the house.
Yeah.
That's
Right?
very
So,
true. Yeah.
it's damn true.
Yeah.
Right? Because you, as a consumer, you choose to buy IKEA. What you're paying minus your assembly workmanship that is calculated over there.
Yes.
You're paying minus the transportation of one huge rack on a lorry that uses petrol, that releases carbon. I mean, I can go on, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So you already going there. Why not take your rack and go home? So that
Yeah.
petrol that you spend, the environment that you burn, is being put on to higher value. So it's about the choice of consumerism as well. Back to that.
Yeah.
So
I-
I respect them, man. It's okay.
Yeah. Usually, I do have sometimes people ask me what does a maker do. I would just say, we're like IKEA, but we do it cheaper and more nicer way lah.
Not necessarily. We do
Not
it
necessarily
sometimes
cheaper.
more expensive.
It can be more expensive, but when I say cheaper, is as in like, for example, the things that you can actually find at home, or things
we're
that
like
you can
IKEA,
recycle.
but with more choices for
With
you.
more choices, yeah, that's very true.
Localized.
Yeah, and we don't look like everyone else because IKEA, it's mass produced, so everyone else has it as well. So
Can I add one more example into the IKEA thing, right?
Yeah.
IKEA, Lego, okay? Because I'm the type of person who loves to read manuals. Okay, I know a lot of
okay.
people just like chuck the manual away,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of effort put into building all these manuals, okay? Because as a maker as well, you make something, you can make it your way,
Yeah.
but you want to teach this particular same skill set or mindset to someone else, they might build it a different way, right? So if you look carefully into IKEA's manual, it's actually very, very well thought after. Like for example, why when you build a Billy bookcase, you have to build the frame first, halfway, then after that you build the inside and then you top up with the top, right? All this is to make sure that number one, the structure is strong. Okay, all the sides are all squared and nice. Second is also the process of building it. You don't need to flip this over, flip this over.
Yeah,
flip this
yeah,
over.
yeah.
Same with Lego actually. A Lego you don't feel it because it's small, but just imagine the Lego now is 50 times bigger. Because let's say you are going to build a building and stuff like that. The thought process is the same. But the engineers and all these people inside, they are makers, they are DIY people in that sense. They put the thought inside and come out with the manual. So actually you see, although you buy a furniture for $3.99, 39 ringgit 90 cent, the manual itself actually maybe already worth 50 ringgit of thought.
Yeah.
Just that it's been divided by few million of this copy lah. So
Design is art, and art
Yeah.
takes time.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of deep thinking.
That's true.
and
I actually
Yeah.
agree because
FabU,
like
you did your.
we have our maker kit, right? So one of the maker kit, we have two. So one is microscope, one is G4 scope. So for the G4 scope, right, we internally for the manual that we do, I think we make we amend it for 6-7 times. After that, we try to give it to tester to try, right? Then we change it again. So the manual probably go more than 10 times of changes and changes a day. Because when we design, right, we are the one who build it. So we think, they should know, and then it's not that.
Yeah.
So we have to go very
you
detailed
cast away
steps to
all
do the details.
assumptions of knowledge. Your manual just to pick up a cup and to go behind and wash is one karangan,
Yeah.
because I think one of the business model inside a makerspace is always train the trainer, because we want to train the teachers or train the community leaders and all that, right? So the manual that we create to train the trainer, okay, although the trainer come in one time 4 hours, they learn everything kind of thing, but the effort to put into that particular manual takes us probably years because trial and error and experience put in, and then we refine the iterations. Yeah. So sometimes that's why certain corporation or clients, they will say like, wow, how come it's just a training 4 hours only? How come it's X amount of thousand? But don't forget,
It's
in this.
they don't get it. Is if you get into the education line and look into pedagogy and stuff, right? People always think teaching easy lah, right? The manual easy lah, right? 1-to-1 is the easiest. None to all is the hardest, and the manual is none to all. That means there's no one in the end. The person have to read from his own like understanding and stuff, you know. And this kind of stuff really like, it's really hard to achieve that level of trying to touch everybody's understanding in the most general. The most complicated thing is to make the most simplest thing that works. That's the manual, the art of a manual, like what Johnson trying to say.
I want to add in like how about the like recent one, the trending one, I think, which a lot of people prefer is the video manual. Yeah. So we actually did both as well. So we're not sure because I think some people still prefer flipping at the pages and all.
I'm a video guy.
Oh, you like the video manual?
I look at too much words, I'm like,
Yeah, right.
when's this gonna end?
Oh, I know. Maybe next episode we can get these two guys as well, and then we have your Joyful score or whatever, and then we race
Review our manuals.
No, we race to whoever builds it faster.
I know.
Like that.
That would be very cool.
You
actually.
must compete. I can't help him. Can I like help him? That's also a very interesting.
We against the viewers lah. We are very
Unfair, bro.
collaborative.
Unfair. Definitely we win, bro.
Okay. Let's okay. So we're done on the the IKEA thing.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by IKEA,
Yeah.
but IKEA, if you're watching, you know what to do.
Can
So
tap them.
yeah, are you looking into more compassionate maker projects like printed prosthetic limbs or other assistive device for the disabled hands? Are you looking into that?
Looking at me, right?
Yeah, looking at you.
Okay. Many years back, yes, we worked together with like E-Enable and to build the prosthetic limbs and stuff like that. But nowadays, we are going towards a bit more IoT-ish way solutions lah. So we look at how we're going to use current technologies with big data and all that to see how it enrich life, different lives as well, not just those without limbs and stuff like that. Yeah. So currently, yes. However, frankly, yeah, it's not one of our core focus. So we do it on the side. So like for example, currently the blessing is the PPE stuff. Yeah, it's one part of it. Yeah. But they do a lot, I think.
Yeah. Have Me.reka ever done those kind of things?
What things again? Sorry.
Printing prosthetic limbs or assistive devices for disabled
Prototyping
people.
is one of our pipeline for the years to come. We've done it before. We've known friends who does it, but we don't do it as a product per se lah. I don't do it as a product per se because the technology actually is at its infancy. It is not only the 3D printing; it's the type of plastic and it's a bit more complicated. It's easy to make one that looks nice on video and can move, but for it to really last long for life lah with this person, then it's a different level of workings. Yeah.
That's true because for example, if we do it by 3D printing, then this person has to probably
Be there.
every few months
Yes,
have to print a new one.
Yeah, it depends. If he's a young kid, that means he has to change very frequently.
Yeah.
If it's an older adult, then also have to change because when people grow older, they shrink. So their hands, their muscles and sizes they shrink a bit lah. But there are some like very easy ones that not complicated, not like high sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, it's just like a
Wolverine and
little
stuff.
hook to
Just a hook to
to unlock what do you call it? To unzip zippers.
Yeah.
It's actually very tough for the normal prosthetic limb.
Yeah.
So we built the simple one with a little hook and all that attachment.
Yeah.
So that they can.
Attachment,
That's that's. I've never seen that one, but I will look into it.
Just Google it
If
later.
you have a picture,
God,
paste it.
they look. The old school one looks pretty like badass.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger
Yeah,
stuff.
I know what you did last summer, last winter kind of stuff. You know what I'm
But it's
saying?
actually the most functionable because really, I tried it before. You want to pick up an apple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Stab it. Okay. Me.reka, I think one last question. Do you still have your open source kitchen?
Yeah, the kitchen is still there.
Yeah, could you like first?
So what we do with our kitchen is we right now looking to we are partnering with different people, because the open source kitchen, it's not a very good place as a restaurant. If you've been to Me.reka itself, the location is like underground, like you have to go, not like cool underground, as in like physically underground.
I've been there. I've been there.
Yeah, and susah to cari. So how people want to go and buy food?
I saw banner, then I know it's Me.reka.
But it's a good place for us, as when we run events, we really provide real good food for people. So even people who come and do events over there, they order food from us, they'll see that their 30 packs of food is prepared cleanly over there in the open space. It's a good place also to do businesses like people who want to do like they pack their food. They do food packing, like Food Panda, just delivery only. No need to come to the space and eat, And I doubt anyone would think about opening a restaurant at these times. Any new restaurants or what, right?
Yeah.
So the kitchen is there for people to use. If you want to use, just give us a call. You can run your classes there, cooking classes there. We have pretty okay equipment.
You can make cookies, right?
What? Cookies?
So you can make cookies.
Everyone can make.
I made
Pizza, bro. What are you talking about? Gucci red flag, you're talking about.
Pizza-sized cookies.
pizza size.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That one I'm interested.
So that one, because you do the kitchen, open the kitchen when there's events, right?
Yes.
FabU, you open it regularly because you have a makerspace with the cafe itself. So that's two different things. But still in a makerspace, I feel like when you have a kitchen or food coming out of this makerspace, people actually stay.
His location nicer than us. So the idea is, you look at it as a kitchen, or you look at it as a business model restaurant. If it's a business model, which business model should you adopt? Because like location wise, you not good at all.
For us, ours is like Me.reka is underground, ours is second floor actually. Still okay, but for us F&B side, we just treat it as a complementary thing. We focus a lot on the makers and the fabrications.
Likewise.
Yeah, because for us, right, we are considered beginner probably. So internally, even like with all our partners, with our staff and all, right, we constantly, a lot of time beside just those walk-ins and customer who fed, right, a lot of time we actually do our own R&D projects. Most of the time, that's what happened in our space.
We work with this group called Wild Food as well. Wild Food.
Wild
Food, yeah. Like makanan dia.
Oh, okay.
Wild Food, yeah. Yeah, we work with them as well. So how we do, like, I think they also do like this kind of a style, because we couldn't handle our kitchen, to have someone full time to pay and handle the kitchen, so we might as well get a partner in to do that. Yeah.
So do they run that now?
They run it, but now I think it's quiet down already. Project sort of quiet down because of the whole MCO and all that. Yeah, but I hopefully things will get better. Yeah.
So we're actually coming to an end of this podcast, sadly. I actually had fun talking to both of you. So before
I had fun too.
Before we actually end, do you have like future projects that you want to promote, or what are you working on right now?
Working on?
Yeah. What are you working on? Are you still doing the PPE things, or slowed down, or
I saw his story.
Whose story?
Johnson.
You saw my
So
is it still lacking?
It's still lacking. You still have basically nowadays the hospital contact us directly. The cool part is actually I scare all my neighbors lah. Okay, because I print at home.
Hospital come.
Right? Yeah, the ambulance come and pick up, and every time different ambulance from the different daerah, right?
Especially this.
Bro, your neighbors are what?
They're thinking like how many times you got the
virus. They come for shopping or what? But anyway, my place there got malaria cases, so now there's more KKM people.
You should have a banner at your house. It says not COVID, just
malaria. Now 1970s or what?
I also don't know why. Okay, so we're still printing PPEs and stuff like that. That one is a side thing. New projects, yes, we are opening a new space.
Cool.
Another one, in Bangi soon.
Okay.
And again, it's not just a space, it's going to be a whole ecosystem of communities. There are going to be startups, there's going to be restaurant cafe, there's going to be SME and all that in the space as well. Yeah, so that because end of the day, we are focusing on two things there. One is education, working together with all the colleges and stuff like that, and also to industrial partners.
How much rental there, bro?
Wow. Okay lah.
Why you ask that?
Never mind, it's okay.
It's wah and ah.
Wow, okay, it's okay.
Wah because the space is a bit big, so we have to pay more. But because it's Bangi, right?
Yeah.
So comparing to KL or
Yeah.
around here, like that lah. So that's
Like when is it expect to open?
Okay, we are actually moving in right now. The moment MCO lifted, right, all our vans and trucks started running.
Started going there. It's like, this is our time.
Yeah, which is also a sad thing because we are actually slowly moving out from UM. Yeah, so
you are moving out from UM.
moving out from UM to collect all our communities there. Yeah, so that's
Nice, home base, man. Finally, yeah.
Yeah, another one.
It's a different comfort. Seriously, having a home base.
Correct.
Yeah, if
correct,
you're in
correct.
Bangi, you're closer to two more colleges actually. There's KPTM, there's UKM.
Yes, correct.
So hopefully they will go to your place.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And then there will be more makers. It's actually better.
Yeah, actually, that's very true. Yeah.
Actually,
So,
the Golden Triangle, I think we move everywhere.
Correct.
okay. What about Me.reka, future projects, current projects?
Current projects, the current future project that we are working on right now, we are doing a massive pilot in PPR Lembah Subang. We are starting up a youth database because youth database apparently is very rare in Malaysia. There's database of old fellas, there's young fellas, but there's no database of youth, 16 to 30 years old. And we're trying to teach them how to, again I'll use the word hustle, digitally. That means, bro, you know, not unemployed. Okay, so our demography is 16, 17, the SPM students, and also 18 to 30 plus, 30 plus. So these are people who are unemployed or they are in low income employment. So what we're doing, we're trying to teach them how to use a phone. Things that we already know, whoever is here, but there are people who don't know.
Yeah.
I want to teach them how to use phone, at least increase their income 50 ringgit a month continuously. Just 50 ringgit first, that's a success. Because that will help them to think about the other 50 ringgits in the future.
Yeah.
So we are teaching them how to fish in the virtual world.
It's like building the momentum, lah.
Yes,
Basically.
exactly. Introducing them to like different skills, like maker skills or like designing skills, Canva, TikTok, like social media, you suka main game, let's do this, we run esports tournament during the MCO for them.
You should
That's-
do one on Monster Hunter.
That's how we get profiles.
You're going to register.
They did Mobile Legends.
Yes.
I don't
very,
remember.
very.
Yeah, it's like I know Diablo 2. I don't know all these new games, so I'm from that age. Yeah, but it looks like that.
Yeah.
Looks like that Diablo game. Yeah, they love it. So that's another good tip to get youth's engagement. They know how to use the phone to play all the terror games they install. So for sure they know how to use it to get onto gig economy. They know how to use it to set up their own Facebook business, cook from home. Your mom don't have to go to warung every day, for instance, or stuff like that. So we are doing that right now. So the next whole year we're gonna be piloting with 50. Now we got 200 profiles selected, and in the end we're gonna get 55 that we will give micro grants to them, and also a device for them, and also a course training that we monitor lah. So it's very subjective. Depends on their interest. It's not like I teach you all, just follow. No, it's about what you want to do, how you can go there. Like, the design thinking, putting a bit of that inside also. Yeah.
Okay. That's two projects to look forward to.
Yeah, Layan
FabU.
guys.
Oh yeah, FabU. How's that Cendana thingy
The
going?
Cendana thingy, we are delaying it postponing it to August. Yeah, we are working with Me.reka also for the Cendana. So I'm not sure it's
Oh, spaces, yeah.
the tailors one or the publica one.
No,
Yeah, we haven't sure yet.
It's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's August, so it will happen in August. We want to wait for like the crowd have more courage to come out from the house first. Yeah, before we start
Bro,
for artists.
God already.
Yeah, God already actually.
God
yeah.
already.
God already.
They
Actually,
are
like
dying.
we are in we near Summit Pyramid, right? If you went there, it's actually like normal. To be
Yeah.
honest,
Normal, bro.
it's just that with mask.
I went to Pasar Malam today is
Just Pasar Malam
2
already?
days ago. Pasar Malam, guys.
Oh, I need my chow tofu.
Chow tofu.
I love chow tofu.
Cannot, mine is a kampung Pasar Malam.
Okay, we're off topic now. Okay, so
Respect.
We just
Yeah.
we just fade off. Then should be okay.
And we continue talking.
We just fade off.
but officially that's actually the end of this podcast. Sadly, I had fun talking with William and Johnson actually. Actually, I know